How you doing? My name's Andrew, aka Andrew K on the board. I'm going to talk to you briefly about pin rigging, what I like to do, or how I do it. First, start with the anchor. Obviously, there's many different styles and weights to them. This is a 6-ounce, little tiny thing. This is a big 8-ounce. These are actually the ones that we prefer to use. I find that they grab the sand better, allow you to get a better anchor, a tighter anchor line. Basically, what happens is you put this on a rod, heave it out there, and you jerk it a couple times. And this actually will get lodged down in the sand and allow you to get your anchor line nice and tight. As far as the rod I use for my anchor rod, everybody has their own preference, obviously. I use a 6'6" boat rod, a big old spinning rod on it, I don't know, 30-40 pound test on it. It's something strong that I can heave the anchor out there with, and then I can pull it in once I'm done fishing with it. The key, though, is to make sure the anchor rod is stiff. This is a very stiff rod, which allows me to get my anchor line nice and tight. That's probably one of the most important things, is to make sure your anchor line is tight. As far as the clips go, there's also many different shapes and sizes, and they all pretty much do the same thing. This is a store-bought one. Here's the clip on the bottom. Swivel goes around your anchor line on top. This is actually one that I've made. I've got a bunch of them that I made. But same thing, swivel goes to the line on top, and here's a clip on the bottom. The reason I made a bunch is I'm out there fishing and something pops it. I don't have to pull my anchor line back in to get my clip off of it. I can just, let the clip slide down all the way to the bottom, pull another clip out of my bag, clip it on, put my leader back on it, and let it go. Alright. As far as the leaders go, everybody has their own preference. I like to use something like this. It's basically a J-hook with a stinger with a treble hook on the back. Some people like to use another type of J-hook as a stinger. You can also use wire. This is a wire, just an example of a wire setup. Got the J-hook here and my treble hook in the back. This is good for, obviously, for kingfish, other types of fish that have lots of teeth. The key of the leader is you want it at least 4 or 5 feet. I prefer mine about 5 feet long. This will give the bait fish plenty of room to swim around, plenty of slack. If you go too much longer than that, you have a chance of him actually swimming back over your anchor line and making a mess of things. And you get a big cobia or a big drum or something comes up and eats it, definitely don't want it to be wrapped around your anchor line. That's just going to make a mess of things. As far as how you hook the fish, this is my bait fish. I like to hook mine right in the middle. And I let my stinger hook hang. Some people hook them in the nose, some people like to hook them in the tail. Some people actually hook them in the nose or in the middle, and then take the stinger hook and actually hook the stinger hook into the tail like that. That way all the hooks are on the fish. Like I said before, I prefer to let my stinger hang. However you want to do it, you want to make sure that you don't inhibit the way the fish swims. He needs to be able to move freely and swim around and make himself look like a bait fish that's stuck on top. As far as what kind of fish to use, my personal favorite is either large bunker if you can get them, or bluefish. The spot and croaker, they work great. Obviously the big predator fish like to eat them, but so do the little bluefish. And almost 99% of the time if I put a croaker on a pin rig, his tail gets bit off or his belly gets bit out, or the small bluefish will come up and try eating him. But if you have a little bluefish on there, the other bluefish don't seem to want to eat them. And also the bluefish give you the best action. They stay alive for a long time. They'll swim around constantly. So as far as the rod goes that you want to put the leader on, you want something obviously big, something stiff, something that's going to be able to fight a big fish, something with a lot of line. A lot of people use conventional reels or basically boat rods. I've seen the big pens out there, but you want a lot of line on it. I wouldn't go with anything less than 300 yards. Some people will only fish with a rod that has 500 yards of line. Basically the reason is if you get a real big cobia, he's going to run. You don't want to fight him, have to try to horse him in or fight him close to the pier, because then you'll be swimming into other people's lines and wrapping around the piling and stuff like that. So I typically use one of my boat rods as my reel. As far as hooking the fish or hooking your leader to the pin clip, some people put it through the loop on your leader, some people put it through the swivel part. I like to put it actually through the swivel eye itself. And this, obviously this swivel here will go to my rod that I'm using to fight it with, and this is my leader going to the fish. Now, before I said it's important to have a nice tight anchor line, like this is my anchor line here, because when you put this on there, you slide it down, you don't want it to, if it's real loose, you know, if a fish picks up and grabs it, I'll hold it right there. This is my fish and he's swimming around and stuff. If something grabs him and you got a real loose anchor line, it's going to pull it, move it all around and stuff. Basically, this is my leader, fish swims around, fish grabs him, pops it off, pin clip slides down, and then you fight the fish. So, hopefully this helps. This is how I do it. Everybody has their own way of doing things, obviously. So, get out there and catch them up. Thanks.